This is the Adirondacks in the Fort Anne area. I drove in probably 250 miles from home north. So Fort Anne is the town area where this is, and it's a well, it's a wilderness road. I'm going to drive down and see if I can find a campsite. Supposedly there's camping available in this area, so let's see what I've got. I got to get the car up here through these two rocks and make a loop around over there, come around and try and land the trailer right in that spot. And the angles look a little more tricky when towing. Let me move this out of the way here. I'm going to try and go in at that angle. Pretty much in the middle of nowhere. I drove in from New Jersey to the Adirondacks, and this is the Fort Anne area, and I drove down some dirt road here to the very end, and I have this campsite. Had to maneuver quite a bit to get in here. My first time, but I'm boondocking. There's no charge here. It's just wilderness. There's an outhouse over there, a pit toilet, but you know, here it is. What I did was I downloaded a bunch of GPS coordinates off of, I think it's free campsites, and I think I downloaded about 15 of them, and I'm checking them out. I checked out one prior to coming here. It was just a pull-off. The descriptions are not that good in camps and free campsites, but it was nice. It was just a pull-off. You're on a road. You take a short loop, there's a couple of parking areas. And there's blacktop, it's all blacktop. There's a blacktop pull-out off this little loop, and you can camp there. It's good for, to me, I don't really consider it camping. It looks like it's just a place if you want to pull off and sleep. It was right on some water. It was pretty nice in that respect. So if I was heading up to Canada or somewhere, and this is 5 or 6 hours from where I live, and I wanted a place to spend the night quickly, it'd be a good pull-off, and I could spend the night there. This place is got some hiking trails, and there's several campsites on the way in. I just went to the end of the road. I wanted to pick one, see what it was down here. It was just dirt road, gravel, not bad, well maintained comparatively speaking, 20-mile-an-hour travel. But hey, I'm here, and I've got a lot more places to go. There's no cell coverage here. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no sound of humans. I was reading this article about what is silence. Silence is the absence of human-made sound, and according to this person's definition, which I agree with. The sounds of nature are just really wonderful. So I'm going to just enjoy the sounds of nature. If you have a teardrop trailer, you owe it to yourself to get one of these motion detector lights. They are just, I tell you, it is just so great. It just gives a nice gentle glow to the back here. It's just so convenient. When you open the door or walk under it, you don't have to turn on a light. And of course, you know, I have plenty of bright lighting here with the dual lighting, but this is just so convenient. Okay, this is the trailhead where I've been camping. Darcy Clearing. Sleeping Beauty Summit. Sounds great. Pileated woodpecker. What lake is that?
That's Lake George.
Okay, and what were you showing me?
So that big island to the left of that hump is the Sagamore, or is Green Island, and that's where the Sagamore Resort is.
Okay.
And then this bay right here, in between the two humps, that's Log Bay.
Okay.
And then it's kind of half hidden, but the...
Yeah, it goes on all the way down there.
Yeah, so like that one island right there that's kind of shaped like a
crescent.
dome.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's called Dome Island.
Okay,
And past that Green Island is the entire town of Bolton Landing, which is where we're from.
Yes.
That town over there?
Yeah, so
Okay,
the town
hold on.
behind Green Island.
Yeah, I passed through that. Let me see if I can get it. All right, well. Okay, great. Thank you for the tour. Yeah.
Of course. And then this strip right
Oh, this
here.
thing goes on for miles.
The one that kind of comes to a point in the middle of the lake right there.
Yeah.
That's the Tongue Mountain Range.
Okay.
It goes like all the way past where you can see. And then this strip of water between the Tongue Mountain Range and here.
Yeah.
Those are the Narrows. There's a bunch of little islands.
Okay,
that people
got it.
can camp on.
Are they private? No, they're not privately owned.
Some of them
Some
are.
of them are. Some of them are. Most of them are like state owned.
Okay, so yeah, great. You can kayak out there, camp out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. That's a veery. That warbly sound. Right there. It's a wood thrush. It's totally quiet. This is another campsite, boondocking in the Adirondacks. This is the town of Minerva, New York, and I got a great spot here. In a river. Not too bad getting in here. It was all dirt roads, but not a problem. So, and down here, got plenty of space to spread out. So I just got here. I'm going to make lunch, and I'm going to start enjoying the area. So I've got a bit of a gourmet lunch going here. What I've got is, this is gravlax. It is raw salmon, which is cured with salt and sugar for like 4 days, and you get this, there's no smoking involved here, so there's no carcinogens from smoke. It's just salmon cured in salt and sugar, and it keeps pretty well. Tomato, fresh tomato, onions, avocado, again, I love avocado, and million grain bread. So I'm going to make a nice sandwich here for myself. So I'm preparing this in two different styles. One is cut sliced avocado. The other is mashed. I'll let you know which is better. Okay, here's the finished product. I'm going in. The mashed avocado was really good. Time for the sliced avocado. Only assembly problem mistake I made was the onion should be on top of the avocado. It'll adhere a little bit better, and layer the salmon and tomato on top. So that's it for the tech tips. Okay, the judge's decision, that would be me, is unanimous that the mashed avocado on the bread tastes much better than the sliced avocado. It just seems to have given it a certain je ne sais quoi that the sliced does not have. So on the good side of this is this meal requires little cleanup. I soiled a cutting board with slicing a tomato. The paper plate, right, disposable paper plate. I've got to clean the knife to slice the avocado, the fork to mash the avocado and fish out the salmon. Little joke there. Okay, and a spoon to scoop out the avocado. So minimal cleanup, minimal water. Requires no water other than the cleanup. A glass of water for me, obviously. I need to have a lid on it because a lot of flies around here near the river. So there you go. That's this is roughing it out here in the Adirondacks. Just killing myself. It's a Wednesday, and I'm really happier than hell not to be at freaking work.
And temperatures were between 71 and 74 degrees.
The vacation book for this vacation is Dream Yoga by Andrew Hollerick. If you're unfamiliar with lucid dreaming and dream yoga, especially lucid dreaming, I'm going to get another book on lucid dreaming, but he seems to cover it here. It's pretty wild stuff. There's a lot going on at night. I've already had a couple of wild dreams after reading this and just focusing on it. So the Subaru, when you take it off road, turn off traction control for off-road, and in manual shifting, there's a you can set this for manual. In manual shifting, you can pick the gear and it will do engine braking on descents. So that's a nice feature for a CVT, continuously variable transmission. I'm using the manual quite a bit for engine braking. This is the campsite I first came to when I dropped the trailer here. I think I am going to move up to that other area near the tracks. I like it. This one's very nice. There's nothing wrong here, and it I guess this one is a little bit more high class. It has an outhouse. But I think I'm going to pass on the luxury accommodations of the outhouse and move back to the other spot. They're both nice. I could be happy at either of them. It's breezier at the other spot, and there's no seams up here, and they pinch, and I think I like to enjoy the breeze a little bit. Here's the luxury accommodations, and you get a nice view from the seating arrangement of the forest. Somebody thoughtfully took the door off. Pretty remote area for sure. A couple of miles in, off the main road. And a bridge here. Nice little stream. And there's a campsite back here. I dropped the trailer at a different campsite to explore with the car. I wanted to see what else was up here. There's a nice campsite here. I'm not sure if I'm going to move or not. There's a pair of railroad tracks there, but no trains come through here in quite a while. The tracks are pretty overgrown. Although, it looks like it's still active. It's got the signs up. Maybe I'll call them and ask them what time the next train's coming through. Now, this site has some classy accommodations too. This is a Thunderbox. It is a outhouse. I see they have a board here for a backrest. Isn't that nice? Oh yeah, this is the real living. Cinder blocks to keep your feet at the right height. These guys thought of everything. Of course, you have a privacy curtain here made out of wood. Wonderful. One on-the-road modification. I got out my sewing kit, which is a good thing to carry, and I sewed on loops on my towel, and now I'm using these hooks, and I have a automatic clothes dryer now. These hooks, they're good. I'm using them here. So I've been up here for a couple of nights. This is my third stop. The first 2 nights I spent at one place and did a lot of hiking there. Last night I spent at the place with a stream. It's kind of buggy. The no-see-ums were pinching the hell out of me. No see them, but you feel them. I decided to leave there. That place is busy. There's one campsite that'll fit something like this. The rest are just pullouts. You go up a dirt road. A pullout is just a cut into the woods, maybe 100 feet, where you just back in or pull in, and you can camp there. I didn't think they were very attractive. Of course, the one near the stream was very attractive, but it's popular. When I was there, I was just setting up. Somebody pulled in. They wanted to see if the site was available. They didn't talk to me. I would have shared it with them. After that, 3 more people came and checked out the site. None of them talked to me. I would have gladly, if I wasn't tied up, I would have gone and talked to them and let them stay. There's plenty of room. I don't care. This is a pretty remote place. It's quiet here. It's a woods road. It's totally quiet. There's no sounds of human activity. It's just the wind and the pines. It smells really good. It smells like pine. So not bad. And this is free. Boondocking's free. So a little math. People bitch about the price of the trailer. And I understand we all have our own economic responsibilities. So I paid about 17 grand for this trailer, and I put some more money into it, provisioning all that crap I always show. There's a couple of more grand in it, but let's just go with the price of the trailer. It's about $17,500, I think it was. So this is my 92nd night out, and I typically will stay. I mean, if I was in Lake George, which is right near here, I would have been paying $150 to $200 a night. You know, Motel 6 is $70. I really don't like them. Average hotel I stay at is $100 to $125. So I'll take the 92 nights and multiply that by 125. That's $11,500. That means if I deduct the amount of money I would have spent on hotels, that the trailer cost me $6,000, and I'm having a lot more fun with it. My point is, you know, in my mind, I calculated it that the one-time investment of the trailer, I would prefer to do that, and I'll still have a trailer when I'm done, and spend that money on hotels. I'm pretty happy. I think it was a great investment, and I still do. This is my 3rd year, and I'm going to use it more this year than ever. This particular trip, I've mapped out about 14 different spots in the Adirondacks. Some of them, it's good I went to them. Some of them are just pullouts on a road. So if you're going up the thruway and you want a place to stay for the night and you don't want to go to Lake George and spend $200 a night, you can just go, you know, they're on the side of a road. Maybe there's a loop off the road with a couple of sites on it. I've been to 2 like that already. Very nice with water near them. They're paved. You pull onto a paved patch and you're in. Good for the night. You know, daytime activities, I didn't see too much. You know, maybe you'd use it as a hiking point, but they're just roadside places you can park and camp. And some of them are more secluded than others. Some of them are nicer than others. But I'm marking them down. If I'm on the way down from Canada and I need a place to stay, I'll certainly hit one of those places and spend the night, you know, get up in the morning, make breakfast, and on the road again. So they're good for that. These types of places are what I was really looking for. These are places you can come and spend a few days. Next time I come back, I'm going to bring a bunch of ham radio gear and just hang out here and work, talk to people all over the world. So good for photography. Mammals, I haven't seen any mammals in this spot. I saw these red squirrels. They're really cute. These Adirondack red squirrels were at other locations. They're really funny. They're very territorial. I was up kayaking and I camped out at a spot here in the Adirondacks. And one of these red squirrels let me know this was his neighborhood. And he got so pissed off, he went up in a tree and collected pine cones and were throwing them on my tent, you know. So, I mean, he was happy to see us go. A nice neighbor, I thought. He was very interesting. He kept a good eye on us, watched us the whole time. Anyway, these kinds of places are pretty nice. I found, this is the 3rd one that I've liked, and I've got a couple of more to go. I'm in the more remote areas, and I'm heading into far more remote areas. No cell phone service driving around here. No internet service, of course. No wireless. Not too many stores. I needed water, so I just pulled over at a community center, and I picked up about 12 gallons of water, 9 in a trailer. I've got 10 gallons with me of drinking water, and 9 in a trailer. And I have a bunch of water containers that I can fill. So the way I handle water is it's heavy. A pint's a pound the world around, so a gallon of water is 8 pounds, 40 pounds for 5 gallons. So what I do is I carry a bunch of empty water containers, and whether I have the trailer full or not is up to me. It depends if I think water is going to be available to fill it. And when I get somewhere, like a camp like this, if I need more water, I'll take all those water containers. I have enough for 26 gallons of water, collapsible containers. They're not the best, but I'll take those out. I can go get more water, come back, and I'm set. Water seems to be the limiting factor. You can get food. You can bring plenty of food. I've got a lot of food with me, fresh and some canned fish and things. Electricity, no problem. I've got my solar panels. I'm charging batteries, shaving. This morning I washed my hair at the campsite using the sprayer, the hand sprayer on the trailer. I actually did it and it worked out just fine. Hardly used any water at all. The rest of me I'm going to sponge down. I've got plenty of clothing. I don't need to go to a laundromat. So, pretty independent camping. The bathroom, you know, it's a little rustic, but it is what it is. And I'm happy to be here. It's just very quiet. There's no air traffic passing over, no motor vehicle traffic. This meets the definition of quiet, which is 15 minutes of no human sound. And this surpasses that by a long shot. You can go an hour here not hearing any motor vehicle at all. More than that, so I'll see. Today's Thursday. We're coming into the weekend, and the Adirondacks tend to fill up on the weekends. So the other places I'm going are more remote. It's always a chance, you know, these spots are not reserved. It's always chancy what's going to be available and what's not. But I may stay 2 nights here. I kind of like it. But I've also got that wanderlust. I like to kind of go explore new places too. The car's holding up just really great. As soon as you get off-road, turn off your traction control, and the car just goes. I don't have anything to compare it to, like just a front-wheel drive car. You could probably get a front-wheel drive car up here, even towing the trailer. But it's a certain level of comfort having all-wheel drive. And isn't that what's important? A certain level of comfort. So the car's not an all-out, off-road, truck-type car, you know, with big, you know, wheels. But it's a car that can do off-road, you know, moderate off-road. And I'm fine with all that. I don't really want to go bouncing around some, you know, pretty gnarly stuff. So that's holding up fine. And I use it mostly as a car, so it's good. I mean, my other choice that I was lusting for was a Toyota Tacoma. But when I looked at the gas mileage, I was not happy. It is a 6-cylinder. It was creature comforts were nice inside the truck. But the thing that got me, the deal breaker, was the bed. I wanted a bed I could lay down in. And the Tacoma, I'm 5'10", the Tacoma was too short for me. My feet stuck out the back. I had to have the tailgate down. That doesn't work in buggy areas. You know, I was going to put a cap on it and have that as a second vehicle to sleep in. I could sleep in the Outback. I couldn't sleep in the bed of the Tacoma without it being open. So that broke that deal, along with the gas mileage. You know, that was not too good. But the Tacoma has some other characteristics that the car does not have. The Tacoma can handle 6,000 pounds of weight in the bed. That's a lot. That's a real lot. And it can tow a lot more weight than this car can. Maybe it was a 6,000 pound towing capacity. It had a 600 pound tongue weight, which meant that if I decide to get rid of this trailer and move up to some bigger thing, you know, as I get to be an old geezer or an older geezer, it could handle that. So there you go. That's what it's like from the Adirondacks. Eggplant appetizer, campanata. Ingredients are eggplant, tomatoes, celery, onions, sunflower oil, olives, wine vinegar, olive oil, sugar, and capers. On this trip, I took a lot less stuff. I concentrated more on exactly what I need for this trip, and I was able to get the volume of stuff down much lower, probably 25%. You know, weekend trips, I just load up the trailer with everything. I don't care. But on a longer trip, you want more efficiency. So my friend Jen, who looked at my video of all the stuff that I have for the trailer, had some observances. And it's worthwhile for me to show all that. I got a lot of comments from people, tips, advice. And Jen says that I'm organizing this the wrong way. She says, I have service for 6 because that's how many people I've served. But Jen says get a lot less silverware. She also recommended taking the silverware out of there and putting it in one of these cups, right? And storing that back here, right, as a different option. And the idea there is when you need the silverware, you take it out and you use it, and then it frees up this space for other things. Now, I think I'm happy the way I am, but Jen, you know, is an invaluable resource on Teardrop trailer. She lives in one. She has lived in one for years. She provided lots of advice for me, and she has some other ideas too, which I'll share later. I also made a, down here, I just stashed in some little Reflexit, and if I'm out, like I'm in the fall, I'm going to be out at the beach in Long Island, out on Montauk camping, and that's just exposed, no trees. If this is exposed to the sun, I can just put that on top and put a drink on it to hold it down. I could Velcro it or whatever, but I mean, or weld it, you know. But I don't need that. I just need quick access. The reason I don't leave this on here all the time is the refrigerator. This is such a custom fit in my trailer that there's not enough room on top for the this Reflexit layer to be able to slide the refrigerator in and out with that on there. So I do have one under it. I'm sure compressed a little, but it is working. And so today it's Thursday. I've been out since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's the 4th day out. I would be looking for ice if I didn't have this refrigerator. And well, I'm happy I'm not looking for ice. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm packing up to leave. But before I do, I just want to acknowledge these trees. These are old growth trees. They've not been logged. Yes, I'm a tree hugger. This guy has created his own huge mound of, you know, eons of pine needles. So this tree's a couple of 100 years old. I'll do some research when I get home. They're a rarity on the East Coast. Most of the East Coast has been logged from Florida to Maine. But there are small areas where some old growth trees exist, and I believe this is one of them. There's a number of them here. This thing, they tower 150 feet tall. I mean, they're just gigantic, and they're beautiful. Let me get some more of them. Here's another real nice one. This guy's right beside the trailer, and doing a good job, big boy. Quite a tree. Here's another huge white pine, straight as an arrow, all the way up. It's beautiful. And I see a whole bunch of pine cones up on top. So he is, I think white pine may have been the, in a climax forest on the East Coast before we logged it all out. They may have been the dominant species. I understand, you know, logging's important, but I think it's also important to declare at least a few places where we're going to keep trees like this. I couldn't believe it. I was out at the Great Redwoods, and you know, as you bicycle in, there's miles and miles of stumps, and then there's one little area which is the park. And that's where the redwoods are, but they're still logging there. It's quite horrific. They're still harvesting 1,000-year-old trees. Maybe, you know, something is sacred. Maybe something is worth protecting and saving. It's really up to us. I was driving by here, saw this public campground, state of New York campground, and I stopped in and got a free shower. Wonderful. I drove by this state campground, Durant Lake State Campground, and I'm using it as an opportunity to top off the water. The wonderful people here let me take a shower for free. I'm going to cruise around the campsite and just check it out for maybe coming back here sometime. But I am loading up on water. This funnel, this offset funnel, must have. It's allowing me to pick up water wherever I can. I didn't bother bringing a hose on this trip, garden hose, or you know, a potable water hose. So I'm just using this funnel to fill the trailer. Trailer water consumption has been pretty low. The meals haven't been that messy. So this is the funnel. Worth its weight in gold. Picked it up on Amazon. I forget what it's called, but I sawed off the end to make it fit my trailer better. Shortened it, and what a great little device. So I'm dropping the trailer here. I'll go back with just a car. I'm worried about getting into a spot where I can't turn around with the trailer. Some of the parts of this road are very narrow, so I'll explore it with the car. Then I'll come back and pick up the trailer. I passed a few campsites on the way in, which were good. They're okay. I can go check those out too if I need to turn around. Wow. Pristine wilderness here. So the logging company owned this for 100 years. And it looks like it's been logged. I mean, this looks like second growth. It's not old growth like the place I was at earlier. But kept a lot of people out of here, and looks pretty good to me. So this is a whole bunch of lakes that connect together. There's carries between them. This is a pond, actually. Not much of a difference other than the name. These connect up, so you come here, you put in, and right across the river, right across this pond, is a sign that says canoe carry, I guess a portage to another lake. So you come up here and you bring your goods and your canoe, your kayak, and you explore the whole area.
Sunday, cloudy. Areas of fog in the morning. A chance of showers in the morning, then showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon.
A friend with another Teardrop trailer warned me to get all plastic tubs for the rear. I have all my pots and pans just out. They told me that their Teardrop trailer, the seals around the back door leaked, and on dirt roads like this, they would get tons of dust. And let me tell you, the trailer is filthy dusty, but no dirt got into it. Here's a site at Lake Durant. It's a boondocking free site, and you're right on the lake. This is old Route 28. There's still parts of the pavement there, but it's no longer in use. It's free camping. And there's the lake. It looks pretty nice. Here's another site at Lake Durant. A little access to the water. Yeah, you could launch from there. Let's go down here. The water's edge. Oh yeah. Very nice. So here's a pullout on Horseshoe Lake. Campsite number 1. Looks fairly nice. Here's one of those red squirrels. Another Horseshoe Lake. Campsite 4. Looks pretty good. It's the end of the road at Horseshoe Lake. I took this back several miles, and it ends up back here. There is a spot to camp here. It's kind of sandy. It's a sand pit, Only trouble is today, the bugs are way too in. This is Saranac Lake, Floodwood Road, and there is a nice campsite here, and I think I'm going to come back here in the fall. It's too buggy right now, so it's it doesn't have a water view. Some of the sites here have water views, but there's several sites. Should be able to get a site here. Here's one of the campsites at Paul Smith's, New York. We're in a lake. Looks pretty nice. I'm tempted to stay. I'll drive down a little further. This is Mountain Pond Road in Paul Smith's, New York. It's pretty nice, but the bugs are intense, so I expected that when I came on this trip. I'm really doing reconnaissance for the fall, but hey, I bumped into some pretty nice campsites, and this is one of them. There's only a few campsites on this road, but hey, what's not to like? Okay, I'm at another site, less bugs, right in the water. I'm gonna try and get the car and the trailer back there. So this road is pretty rutted. I just gotta make sure I'm not in the center on the ruts. I don't want to have the frame right up on the rut, you know, in the middle, and lose its traction. The bottom of the car, I should say. I did pretty good today. I hit a number of different sites. I'll have to make a list of them from leaving early this morning. And the weather, it rained most of the day, so I was driving most of the day just checking out sites. And I ended up here. I'm just tired. I'm going to stay here for the night. I've got a couple of more sites to check out. Then over to Vermont. There's a site I want to check in Vermont. And then I'll call it quits. I expect to be out another day or two, I think. All in all, it's been a great trip. Found some great sites. And I'll be back when the bugs are less prevalent. But I'll be back. It's fun. It's fun living on the road. Bumming showers, getting water, finding... So I visited several places today. This is my 6th day out. I have 3 pages of sites and things that I wanted to visit. So today I visited Horseshoe Lake. These are all in the Adirondacks. Horseshoe Lake, Durant Lake. Paul Smith's has 2 areas. This is one of them. It's right on a lake. Let's see if I can turn this around. It's pretty nice. So this is one of, oops, I cut my head off. So this is, oh yeah, okay. This is one of 2 in Paul Smith's, New York. Saranac Flood something road. All of them had pretty good spots. The ones that I don't really go for are the pullouts where it's just on a road. It's an area you can pull your trailer into and you're right on the road. I want something with more of a camping experience like this. So I'm sorting those out. I'm getting a list of them, and I'll have that for the fall. When I come back, I'm going to be heading up to Canada, doing a trip in the wilderness there. A repeat trip. The mosquitoes got me last time, and this time I'm going to get them. So this is a pretty buggy trip. I knew it was going to be buggy. I knew that I may not be able to stay at several places, and this one's borderline. It's getting cooler, and I'm hoping that'll take care of the bugs. So it's tolerable. You know, I'm not going to go completely insane, just partially insane. So 6 days on the road, boondocking. The only costs I've had were I ate breakfast out twice, and fuel. A really economical trip. I'm racking up a lot of miles in the car, but that's why I got a mileage car, higher mileage. Met some nice people along the way, so far so good. I've got maybe 1-2 more days to go, and I'll call it quits and head back. You know, I don't have to work now, and it's really great. I'm done. I can work if I want, but I haven't had that inkling at all. I stopped working on Friday the 13th in April, And it was the smartest thing I've ever done. One thing I realized, when I was at work, I had an IT job where it was pretty intensive, you know, constant focus, constant computers, constant problem solving, 24/7, 7 days a week. Good job, very demanding, little room, little time for anything else. And, you know, business adapted these processes like Jira and Agile to try and take somebody who's already really efficient at what they do and proceduralize it, you know. Thank you very much. I did best without any of that stuff. But I realized how much time, you know, when you're focused like that, your mental breaks, and you have to watch things, my mental breaks were to plan these trips and make lists of everything I'm going to possibly want. I mean, I could spend time at work every day planning and listing, and I created all these lists. I carry them around with me. They're all computerized. And they've come in handy. The list is one of the more valuable things on any of my trips. The problem is when I don't use the list. That's when the problem happens. You know, I'm on a trip, I forgot something. You know, I forgot a can opener, and I look on the list, number 1, can opener. So, you know, I have to, you know, discipline myself to make sure I use my list and plan it pretty well, plan the menu, plan all that. And that's all worked out good. The food's worked out great. I've eaten a lot of avocados this trip, and I'm losing weight. I can't believe it. I think I'm down 12 pounds from when I stopped working in April. That's good. I'm almost at the weight I want to be. And the weight's, it's moving around. It's no longer just here. It's shifted to other places. So, anyway, so now I have to consciously spend more time planning when I'm on my time, when I'm home for these trips. That's a change. So I think after 2 months, you know, about 2 months now, I've shifted gears. It was a real change stopping work. You don't realize, I didn't realize how jittery my mind was. You know, I went to a yoga ashram for a while. I did yoga, meditation. I got this lucid dreaming book, and I started meditating and really practicing at it a little bit, and deep relaxation. And I've slowed down a bit. I'm not as jumpy and jittery as I used to be. I went a couple of days this week without caffeine. I drink green tea, and I did drink coffee twice this week too. But I never would have done that before. I just feel really relaxed now, and I can't see if my head's in the video there. I think it is. Maybe just my neck is talking. Anyway, it's a great transition. I'm really happy. I'm looking forward to really kicking this summer off once I get back. It's going good now. This trip, again, was a pilot trip to come up to the Adirondacks and look at all these places, evaluate them, rank them, find out what I needed to know about them for trips later this fall, maybe starting in August or September. It gets cold up here. 60 miles from the Canadian border on parts of this trip. I have picking up Québécois radio stations in French. It was fun. So now I've got, you know, I'll have all that information available to me, and when I go in the fall, I'll know the places to go. And you know, there's no reservations for these sites. There's no reservations for these sites. So I have a pretty detailed list. If one site is full, I can go somewhere else. Quiet night last night. Good night's sleep. Since I'm not using the shelters or the tarps or anything, I'm just using some chairs and tables, small tables. Getting on the road in the morning is really fast. 5-10 minutes, and I'm ready to hit the road. So I'm off to Saranac Lake now to get breakfast. A nice gourmet breakfast somebody else cooked. Well, here's Main Street, Saranac Lake. And there's the Blue Moon Cafe. Great place to have breakfast. So I'm heading for Keene. This is a high peaks area of the Adirondacks. And you can't see it from here, but Mount Marcy is up here. which is the highest mountain in New York State. And it's really nice. I'm on a pretty busy road now, Sunday morning. A lot of people are probably heading back, but I'm staying. So this is Keene. It's right off the road. Got a little place down here. You can pull in. It's good if you're visiting the High Peaks region. Great place to spend the night. You can hear the traffic. Let's just see what's down this road. You walk down the trails away, and there's a beautiful little pond. Looks like the work of beavers. I love beavers. So I don't know if I could get the car back here. The trouble is, this is pretty rocky. I'm a little reluctant to take the car through here. These boulders could cost me a lot of money. I mean, even if I bring the car through this way, it's going to drop down. It looks like it's more than 8 inches high. And I'd have to come through here. I'll measure this out. This section has some pretty gnarly boulders to get over. And so does this area. It looks pretty tough too. Might be able to get it right through there, but I don't know if I want to take a chance. You know, the angles, moving the car through is one thing, but you've got the trailer following, which goes through at different angles. And I can easily enjoy this spot right here. Plenty of room. Even a little light for solar panels. I'll measure the width of the car, but I'm not too keen on taking this into this area. You know, to enjoy a spot. Is it really worth risking the whole week of enjoyment to get a tow truck in here or whatever, or damage the bottom of the car or trailer? The car is about 6.5 to 7 feet wide. This spot has a nice stream next to it here, and the bugs are not bad. The elevation, we're up pretty high. I'm not let down. I've gotten in everywhere else. This is like not a critical stop on my trip, but it is, I am learning more. I've never done off-road. I've been out in a dune buggy once in the Pine Barrens, which was a lot of fun, but covered from head to toe in mud. This is different. You know, you don't mind beating up your dune buggy. That's what it's for. This is my primary vehicle. I don't want to spend another 26,000 bucks on repairs or another car. So let me come down here. I'll turn around and head back out. This is North Fork. You could easily miss this place driving by. There's a lot of traffic. Some rocks coming up. Let's see what's back here. Could make it up this. It's kind of rocky. Hopefully you have good tires. I'm just using the stock tires that came on the Subaru. It was a tough choice. Do I want off-road tires which suck on the highways, or highway tires which suck off-road, or something in between? Okay, a few more rocks here. I can probably get over this. Somebody didn't get over it. I might be able to just squeak over this. It's not too good. Let's see where this goes. Comes back to 2 potential campsites. Really, it's probably enough for one. This one. And this one is a bigger area. It's like a nice stream over here through the trees. Yeah, nice boulder field with a stream. Yeah, it's very nice. A little buggy. Somebody else made it back here with a Jeep. Looks like he's got a lot more ground clearance than my Subaru. Well, he made it. I think I could make it back here, but it would really be a mess. I gotta ask myself why. There's so many places. Yeah, there's so many other places. Why? I didn't come here to like test the car and get to every single place and show I could do it. I came here to find nice places to camp. And this one, these are all within earshot of the road. Not a problem. If you're having a nice camp out, I'm sure at night it's pretty quiet here. I'm just looking at coming down here. This area looks like it might be a problem. I could get through this area. I'd have to make sure the trailer got around that rock. Anyway, something to consider. I'm pretty sure I could get up here no problem with just a car. Vermont. It's the Musalamu National Forest in Vermont. So this place, it's voluntary registration. You take one of these here envelopes and you fill it out, put your money in there, and drop it in here. So I'm going to go find a campsite and come back. Well, here in Vermont at this campground, this national campground, this is the last night. I've hit a bunch of spots for boondocking, and this is pretty much it. This is a dry campground, so it worked out really well. Worked out real good. Food was good, water worked out okay, getting showers, washing up in the trailer, visiting all these places. Costs were minimal. I just paid for, I had 2 breakfasts out. I had, I'm going to have dinner out tonight in Vermont, and fuel. That was it. It was pretty cheap. I'll have a breakdown at the end of this, but the costs were cheap. I've been out for, tomorrow will be my 7th day out. That'll be the trip home. So, not bad.